What's up, guys? I'm with Drew, cousin. How we doing? Ripping a little podcast right now on the family beach deck. As you can tell, we're gonna have a lot of fun here. We're gonna have a lot of different people coming in and out. Pops, what's up, dude? You gotta make your way through. There it is. Wanted to rip a quick little video. Drew's someone who has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience in the energetic field and the spiritual kind of field. And I, you know, you guys know me. I tap into that. I like going into the deeper kind of things with the deeper people on the real kind of raw level. So I'll leave it up to you, brother. I kind of want to just pick your brain, get to know what you're doing, how you're helping people, what kind of specific practice you do, and what you're trying to do with the world and help people do that.
Yeah, man. So I am a shamanic practitioner. Shaman, in other words.
Culturally, but that's not exactly what you do. Like, that's not like the word you would describe yourself as.
Yeah, I mean, shamanic practitioner, healer, spiritual healer. I dabble in a little bit of therapy, even though I'm not like fully licensed. Basically, like my work is helping individuals and communities like energetically heal.
Yeah.
Trying to create healing on the individual level and then allowing that to spread out to more.
And is it more of a one-on-one type of thing, or are you doing a lot of group work, or?
Right now I'm doing a lot of individual sessions. I just launched my own healing practice, Soul Mirror. And so that's primarily focused on one-on-one healing sessions.
Yeah.
Typically when I'm working with a client for the first time, I recommend they go through 3 healing sessions. There's an illumination, an extraction, and a soul retrieval. And we can kind of get into what that means, what specifically those mean.
I love that.
But working on an individual level, and then I also just started actually a teaching program where we're actually training other shamanic practitioners.
Oh, like teaching them how to get
how
into
to
it
do
themselves
what we
and
do.
teach what you do.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
sweet.
How to
That's
like
sick.
heal more people too.
Okay. Yeah, walk me through that, because like I think a lot of people know like my kind of thing. I don't know how like you got to where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm very just like, okay, I realized I needed to, you know, because you're very energetic. My thing's like, okay, if I can build the foundation, aka my body, the fitness, the gym, the eating healthy, being biologically, you know, more in tune with your inner system. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I got to be like on top of my shit.
Yeah.
Or I will be, you know, having the ramifications later in life.
Yeah.
And I know that, and I think a lot of people realize that, but like you went honestly like on a different kind of route with that.
Yeah.
I think these all kind of like come together, but I definitely want to know because we've done one a while ago, and I thought it was a very surreal experience. Like, because you'll intertwine, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, like a little bit of breath work, like directing your energy.
Yeah. Like meditative techniques.
And guiding through. So like, let's say for someone, I don't know the title of this, I don't even know what I'm gonna fucking do with this, but like, because I want to direct this towards someone who's like, all right, I know, I can do the gym as much as this, or I can be fit, or do a little bit of journaling here and there, but like someone who's like on the ground floor, just wanting to up their spirit, their energy, like, what would you recommend someone like that?
Sure, yeah. I think one of the most interesting thing about like shamanic healing work is that we get a lot of kind of like masculine energy messages in our culture, even in our spiritual culture, right? Like a lot of the messages that we get are like, you need to meditate and like kind of like reach up towards God and like towards spirit, God, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't have a specific, correct? Like you're
well, shamanism is a little bit more feminine. It's more about like, the masculine is kind of like this, like reaching up into the heavens, reaching up towards spirit, whatever. The feminine in shamanism is more of like a corkscrew down into the earth, down into your body, down into your psyche. It's about going into your shadow and like, what's the thing that you hate the most about yourself? And often like hiding right behind that is your greatest gift, or your greatest joy, your greatest bliss.
Yeah.
And so it's like, sometimes in our culture, I feel like we can run away from our problems by all this upward reaching. And shamanism is more trying to like, what is the actual root of that problem? How do we identify it and then like clear that from your energetic system so that you can open a doorway into a new way of being?
Right.
It's like getting rid of all of the trauma, all of the things that are holding you back so that you can like elevate towards your highest timeline.
That's honestly like, I just think of that, but I don't think of it like that. You know, like, because I have a lot of people who are very spiritual, very like upward thinking. I'm doing this because I want to be, you know, led into the gates or be this or that, like in God's image. But like, ignore that you're really out of shape, or you're financially in debt, or like your relationship's not there because you're like looking external to the next thing and not like bringing it back inner self. And that's where, like, because I'm definitely not the best meditator. I've had my spurts, but I understand that aspect's there of me. Like, I've gone 7 months straight of meditating 10 times a day, guided every day, like in sauna every day, and like it like tunes me. I just don't have time. Sometimes you don't have time. You're at the family beach vacation, we're out and about, or you know, like you won't be able to do that, but you have that in your mind because you've done it and you know how important that aspect is. So I guess kind of dive into that. For you.
Well, I can tell a little bit of my story and kind of how I got into it too, because I think that relates a little bit as well. And if I don't answer your question, just bring me back.
No,
to it.
I don't even know where I was going with it. Let me hear the story.
No, I mean, I had kind of like a very traditional life up till I was 28, and then went through a bit of a like dark night of the soul, just kind of like a dark like reckoning during COVID. Actually, it was kind of a blessing for me.
So you had a reckoning, COVID.
Yeah.
What was going on? Like, what was happening?
You know, like, I mean, it was COVID. I had just gone through a breakup. I was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
There was just like a lot of negative energy in my field at the time, for lack of a way of saying it. I mean, but it was good, right? It was like, it provided me this turning point because I started meditating. I quit drinking. I was smoking and vaping at the time. I quit nicotine. I ended up quitting caffeine too, eventually. So like completely sober lifestyle. That was all really hard. You know, that was a journey in itself. But what was really interesting was that after I quit all of the substances and I just got like sober, I started having some of these like channeling experiences. Like there were these experiences where I would like pick up a pen and I would just write for 5 pages, and it didn't feel like it was me, like, you know, like automatic writing. And it was almost like I needed to cut out so many things in my life in order to just be myself, like just kind of like be a fallow field and like receive from the universe. So I think that's a really interesting concept of like, we do New Year's resolutions, right? And it's always like, what do we want to add to our lives? What do we want to...
It's cutting.
It's like, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to let go of in your life to make room for what you want, what you're manifesting, what you're bringing into your life?
As opposed to adding and adding and adding.
Exactly, because that's just how we...
That's how I think I was for the longest time. My New Year's resolution was like cutting off this. I've over the past 2 years I've changed it to cut as opposed to add.
Yeah.
Same when people are like Lent, if you're Catholic, or you know, like they're always like, what are you getting rid of? It's like, no, that's reverse for me. I'm gonna be like, actually, what am I adding? I was like, go say hi to 3 people that you've never met.
Yeah.
Like example, you know, at Beach Week, I'll go and run all the way to the pier. I actually just made a video on this. It was so funny. I like said hey to 10 different people as I walk by. It doesn't hurt to say, hey, hello, how you doing, good morning, and receive a smile or a laugh, or like, you're like, oh, I'm just this person in their reality for a second that like will make their day maybe, you know? And I think a lot of us don't think like that. It's just the next thing, let's fill the next thing. So I agree with you there. I've had spurts, I've had like waves. I didn't have this like big energetic like realizing. So for me, I'm in this balance mode, but I know when I do go like fully into the non-caff, the non-drink, just the gym and the business and like what I need to do, it'll be good. Thank you, producer. But it's something that I think a lot of people don't realize. It's like, okay, let's do all the physical and the growing and the experience and not the intra. The inner.
I think it's like both of those energies are so important, right? Like the like getting shit done. Like I would call that the masculine energy of like you know,
like you gotta get your shit done.
Getting your shit done. But I think it's like a lot of times it needs to start with the feminine energy, and then the masculine energy can like do the work. So the feminine energy is like this connection to your intuition. It's the connection to what your body is telling you at different times. Your connection to like your purpose, your calling. What were you put on this earth to do? You know what I mean? And so a lot of times if we're not connected to that, then we can kind of just be like running around like chickens with their head cut off. Like as my mom would say, you know, like, I think the Tao Te Ching says, the wise man does nothing and yet nothing is left to do. And the reverse of that is the not wise man is working all the time but gets nothing done. You know what I mean? Like if you're not, you want to be connected to your purpose, and then that masculine energy is so important in like delivering that purpose in the world. Like it's definitely like, okay, I know what I need to do, and now let's go out and
do it.
It's
that's like my whole thing with the manifesting sphere, the manosphere, like you can always manifest and this and that, but manifestation isn't anything without action. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta like put physical action or something into you can't just be like, oh, this thought's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta
get
make
this new
it.
car. You gotta make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking of that will put you in the right, scenario or network or convention or thing to show you what you need to do because you've been thinking about it. Like, it's like the lady in the red dress. Like, you're only gonna see the thing that you need to see if you want to get that.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to turn gears here
Sure.
before we like wrap up here.
Yeah.
Make it quick. Like, what would you say for someone getting into it?
Oh yeah.
Like, their best advice, whether it's coming to you, we'll obviously plug you and all that, but like coming to you or just starting their journey, or whether it's journaling or meditation or walks, or like what would you say someone who's just like, I've never added time in my day to like do some introspection,
Yeah.
should like do to get started? What would you say?
That's a great question. I think meditation personally is like I'm an introvert. I'm quieter. I like to spend some more time with myself. Meditation is like the perfect thing for me.
Yeah.
Just even like 5 to 10 minutes a day, every day, building a practice. Just like starting to understand that all of the thoughts that are going through your head are not you.
Yeah.
They're just things that are, they're clouds passing in the sky, and you can just like let them go, and you don't have to identify with them. I would say like shamanic energy work, like the stuff that I do is kind of akin to like plant medicine stuff. And I feel like you should only do it if you really feel called to it.
Right.
Like if something, like you watch this video or you hear something and you're like, oh shit, that's me. Like I need that. I only really work with people. I don't really advertise, I just like,
Right.
I want people to come
to me
when
naturally,
it's the right time. But yeah, that can really help to just like to have a guide, to have like a mentor that's helping you walk through some of the steps. I love journaling. Like that's
my thing.
Yeah,
you said it, like where you like are just writing and then like you switch into the frontal into like some other form. It's like the subconscious just starts writing.
Yeah.
And my writing will turn into like, Delaney, this is the thing that you need to do. And it's not like, it starts off as like, okay, this is what we did today, cool, and then it's like, Delaney, this is what you needed. And then it like turns into my subconscious.
Yeah.
And I love that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like I see where my energy actually lies, and it's a positive. It's good.
And
like,
it's just like
great to bring it out.
unloading too onto paper, right? It's like I have so much going on in my head all the time still, even after all the years of meditating and all of that. And it's just like getting all of that shit out on paper, and then you kind of realize like what's important and what's not, and what you just needed to offload. But yeah, for a while I was doing like 3 stream of consciousness pages a morning, and that was a really helpful practice too. You find that like the first page and a half are bullshit, and then the second half is like actually what you needed to say.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful practice too.
So getting into meditating, 5 to 10 minutes, journaling.
Yeah.
Anything else off the top of your mind, or just helping someone do some more self-realizing, like certain actions, steps?
Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, best thing in the world is spending time in nature. Wandering in nature. I just
100%.
This is me. I'm weird, but like I will go on a hike, but I'm not like planning to finish the hike. Like I'm like I'm going, and I like find a beautiful spot by a creek, and I just sit there for 2 hours and just kind of like slow back down to the pace of nature. In reality, we're like stewards of nature. We're like collaborators with nature. That's why we have hands to like help nature along. Nature knows what to do, and it knows how to slow us down and just be, rather than trying like constantly doing. So that's kind of the other silver bullet is
nature, 100%. So meditating, journaling, nature, that's honestly like the things that I've instilled in my life that have allowed me to like kind of realize what I need to do, going intro, and then taking that, I don't even know if it makes sense that it's masculine energy, but like the action energy, like taking what you desire and feel like you need to do, and then putting action towards it.
Yeah, physically manifesting.
And that's what we fucking talk about here, guys. That's literally what we fucking talk about here. That's why I'm like, hey, cousin, let's go sit in front of the ocean and like talk about the shit.
It's such a cool setup.
Like, this is the best
literally
setup.
Perfect.
This is perfect. This is all it is. But we'll wrap up here. I'll put your newsletter, your stuff in the bio. We're getting eaten alive in Mosquito City, if you can't tell. But this is the kind of conversations that I feel like people should be having, is like the real ones, the raw ones. Sure, you can go and have fun with your family beach vacation, let off a little bit, but like, understand that there like is energy there that you should be working on 24/7, constantly, and it's needed. Anything You want to say before we wrap up?
No, dude,
Nothing here?
thanks for having me on. I love it.
Okay.
I love the little bit of publicity and
More
just
to
a chance
come.
to talk. I love these conversations. So
Always.
appreciate it,
Let's do
cousin.
it.
Yeah.
Anytime. Peace, guys.